We are ready to change and get the soul of the nation back with the next president of the United States, Joe Biden. We know what we need in the next president. We need health care. We need equal rights. We need protection from this horrible disease. And we need Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. In honor of Kamala Harris, I've got my Converse on tonight. And in honor of Joe Biden, our next president, my aviators, and I would like to read a tweet from the 46th President of the United States, a good tweet. He says, imagine a future where health care is a right. We end the gun violence epidemic. We combat climate change. Our government works for everyone. It's a future that we can build together. And together, with Joe Biden, with Kamala Harris, and our great future First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, we can do it. But it's up to us. Palm Beach County is where it starts. The state of Florida is where it starts. Literally, the state of Florida could change the course of this election. So I know all of you are such great supporters, and you will get everyone you know to get out and vote. Make sure you have a plan. Go to iwillvote.com, and let's make sure that we get this done, because we all need it. Every last breath should be used to get Joe Biden into the White House. We need it to restore the soul of this nation. Thank you so much for being here, for your support. We got this, Palm Beach County in Florida. I'm so excited to introduce the Palm Beach County Democratic Chair and the Chair of the Democratic Party for the great state of Florida, this woman who never sleeps, who's going to bring it home for us, Terry Rizzo. Terry?
Yo, dude! Yo!
Right here in Palm Beach County. I'm Terry Rizzo, very proud to be the chair of the Palm Beach County Democratic Party and the Florida Democratic Party. I used to live right here in Boca Raton, and I live in Boynton Beach now. And we know that Palm Beach County is going to deliver and deliver big for Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, and our Democratic ticket, aren't we? Someone in the White House who not only understands that, but will fight for us and our families. And Joe Biden will fight for us and our families, won't he? He'll be fighting to listen to all our needs. We know that Joe's commitment to family stems from his own working class roots, growing up in Scranton, the scrappy kid from Scranton. You can see that reflected in his Build Back Better program. He's trying to get our economy back on track. Joe's going to fight for Main Street and working class families instead of the Wall Street. He's going to lift up our small businesses and create millions of jobs, good paying jobs, by investing in a clean energy future. The choice for this November is absolutely clear, and it's up to us to use our voices and vote. How many of you have already voted and voted by mail? Well, please don't wait 1 second longer. If you have a vote by mail ballot, get it in now. Get it in early. And don't wait 1 second longer. Visit iwillvote.com to learn what choices you have to vote early in your community and get information on where and when to vote. And once you know how you're going to vote, if you haven't already done it, make a plan and follow through on your plan. Women are going to be the decisive part of the broad coalition that we're building to elect Joe Biden. Let's hear it, women. These last 28 days, make sure that your friends, your family, your neighbors, everybody gets out to vote in these last 28 days to elect Joe, Kamala, and Democrats up and down the ballot. We want to win big and have a decisive victory for Joe and our ticket up and down the ballot. Let's hear it, Palm Beach County Democrats. You all are fantastic. You're going to deliver big. It is now my honor to introduce our next speaker. She's working so hard for Floridians each and every day while up in Tallahassee. She made history when she became our first woman to hold, her current office and our first elected official since 2006. Please welcome Florida Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Frey. Tonight. I want to do a special shout out to all of our teachers that are here tonight. So thank you, teachers. I am a native of South Florida, born and raised in Miami-Dade County. But now my entire family lives here in Palm Beach. I've got my sister in Wellington, I've got my grandmother in Delray, and I've got my sister-in-law. Everybody's all over the place. So what we are talking about here today is how we make sure that on November 3rd, we are turning the page of this chapter and making sure that we are uniting this country and bringing back a better America. And let me tell you how we're going to do that. It is the women. The women are the heart and the soul of the Democratic Party. You are the ones who brought us the opportunity to vote. You are the ones who fought and threw off your bras and lit them on fire for us and helped to break the glass ceiling for so many generations afterwards. And we are still the heart and soul of this party, and we are going to bring it home on November 3rd. Let me tell you what's on the line and how this hit even deeper 2 Fridays ago when we lost our beloved Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg. She was somebody who fought every single day of her life for equality, for justice, for women's rights. And we owe it to her to make sure that we are not just voting, but we are making sure that our neighbors and our family members all across this country are going to the polls and going in droves. What is on the line? Fighting this pandemic. With over 200,000 Americans and over 14,000 right here in this
the state of Florida who died from COVID-19. We need a president who has a plan, who's going to make sure that they put us first, our family members, our teachers, the people who we care and fight for every single day, especially down here in South Florida. And Joe Biden has a plan. Has a plan to get COVID-19 under control. Has a plan to redo our economy, to reinvest in our small businesses, reinvest in our working class, and making sure that we are building back an economy for everybody. Healthcare is on this ballot. We know that the current residents of the White House wants to strip Obamacare and the ACA. We got to make sure that we send a message to Washington, D.C. that we are not going to accept that. That we fought hard for our health care, and we need to make sure that our health care costs stay low, and that health care is working for everybody. There is unfortunately a woman inside the Department of Agriculture who has been diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. She wrote the most compelling story to all of her friends and to her family and to all of us in the department, closing out the chapter of her life. And at the end of the email, regardless if you're a Democrat or you're a Republican, I am asking you to vote for Joe Biden. We had Vice President Biden call her, and they spent about 30 minutes on the phone talking about life, talking about the great things that America has to afford. And I had the opportunity of seeing Vice President 2 weeks ago. The very, very first thing out of his mouth, how was our friend? That is who Joe Biden is. And that is why we need him in the White House. Because Joe cares not only about his family, he cares about yours. And we heard at the debate, he is not there, and this debate was not about President Trump or Vice President Biden. The debate was about us, the American people. And Joe sat in the cameras and looked straight in our eyes and told us who he was and what he's going to do for us. That is the person we will elect on November 3rd and turn the page of history and build back the soul of our country. So we need to make sure we are voting. And I know so many of you already have. But we need to be voting. We need to be voting and taking our friends to the polls. Because the last thing we want to do is come the following Wednesday is think about all the things that we could have done, we should have done. Leave it all out on the field. Leave it all out in the war zone. And when it all said and done, we will regain our country. So thank you. And we have to work hard and hold it
What
Yes, he did before, right?
Yeah, I didn't think he was talking her neck was down.
Lady over there in the back of the picture, the daughter was I don't know. Yeah, I had it almost over there. I had it on like 10 dB. It dropped down to like
6. The country is crying out for leadership. Leadership that can unite us. Leadership that brings us together. My work at the presidency has a very big job. And nobody will get it right every time. And I won't either. But I promise you this. I won't traffic in fear and division. I won't fan the flames of hate. I'll seek to heal the racial wounds that have long plagued our country, not use them for political gain. I'll do my job and I will take responsibility. I won't blame others. But I promise you, this job is not about me. It's about you. It's about us. To build a better future. That's what America does. We build the future. It may in fact be the most American thing to do. This is the United States of America. There's never been anything we've been unable to do when we set our mind to do it and we've done it together.
Please welcome Congresswoman Lois Frankel, Marcia Hayden, and Jill Biden.
I welcome our next First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden. We got a lot of hunters. Dr. Biden, Century Village in Boca Raton is the home to 10,055 and over residents, most who have earned their hard-earned retirement, and like many Americans, they have been shut in since March, their lives disrupted by the COVID pandemic. With that said, it's not going to stop them from going to the mailboxes or voting sites to cast their ballots to elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Because the folks here know that there's really too much at stake in this election. And top of mind for those of us here in Palm Beach County is access to affordable health care, quality health care. You know, it's about being able to pay for insulin, to get regular cancer screenings, and go to an emergency room if you're feeling chest pain. And I know you agree that women want to go forward, not backwards. Let's hear a Joe was talking about the issue that Florida cares about. He has a plan to beat COVID-19, to build back our economy better, to protect and expand Social Security and Medicare, something very important for the folks here at Century Village, and make healthcare more affordable and expanding coverage. So, folks, when I am in Congress, when Joe was Vice President, I got to know him from his many conversations with our caucus and my visits to your home for the Biden events. And here's the thing. Joe understands our needs. He will lead with compassion and kindness, and he'll be a president for all Americans, for Florida seniors, for working families, for moms in the suburbs. All of them know they can count on Joe to look out for them. And here's the thing, you know what? Floridians are voting now because our vote by mail ballots have already been distributed across the state. And if you have received your ballot, hey, get it sealed, signed, and delivered, and get it out as soon as possible. Let's hear a hum for that. Yeah, Florida is one of those places where it is so easy to vote, and you can actually vote by mail, or you can vote early vote at one of 18 polling places starting October 19th, or if you're one of those who like to wait to the last minute, which I hope not, you can actually vote on election day. You know, I was telling Dr. Biden I have a little grandson, and thank you. She signed a happy birthday to my grandson, who's 3 years old. And I know he's going to cherish that very good. You know, what I'm going to tell him as he grows up is that one of the things that I love most about our democracy is that each eligible voter gets one vote, no matter their income, no matter their race or religion, and no one should squander that right, because, especially here in Florida, our elections are always close, and every vote counts, and the stakes are high. Our lives and our livelihoods. So everybody, make sure you have a plan to vote, and then vote. So with that said, I want to say to Dr. Biden again, thank you so much for being with us. Please give our best to Joe. Tell him Florida has his back. All right. We got a lot of good hunting going on. And now it's my pleasure to introduce our next presenter. She is a long-time resident of Wellington, right here in Palm Beach County, a great leader in our community, working with the ACLU to help returning citizens navigate the process to register to vote. And she is working her heart out to elect Joe. Marcia Hayden.
Yo, dude!
Hello, Boca Raton. My name is Marcia Hayden, and I have lived in Wellington here in Florida, here in Palm Beach County, since 2001. I am a proud immigrant. I was born in Panama. My mother was Panamanian, and my father was Jamaican. I grew up in Skokie, Illinois, where my parents were the first African American to integrate that community. I became a citizen of this great country in the 1900s. And I've been voting ever since. I'm a mother to 4 wonderful children, including a son who was on the front line of COVID-19 at JFK Hospital. And I'm a grandparent to 5 incredible young people. I am a retired textbook editor and also served as managing editor for the only African-American children's magazine, Ebony Jr. My husband served on the school board in Detroit, and one of my grandsons is a teacher in Michigan. My family has always been passionate about education, especially for children of color. That's why I am so excited to help send a teacher and lifelong educator to the White House. And of course, I can't get on this stage without mentioning that I am a proud Alpha Kappa Alpha woman, just like the next Vice President, Senator Kamala Harris. Everywhere I go, I tell people that they've got to vote for my sorority sister, Kamala. She truly lives by the Alpha Kappa Alpha mission to be of service to all mankind. I am a strong supporter of Joe Biden and Jill Biden, and I'll tell you why. It's their compassion and ability to connect with the American people. When Joe looks at someone, he really sees them. When Joe listens to someone, he really hears them. When Joe isn't just asking for our votes, he really cares. He cares about beating COVID-19, so you can see our grandchildren. He cares about lowering the cost of health care for our families. And he cares about protecting Social Security for those of us who have paid into it our entire lives. I could go on forever about why we have to vote for Joe, but I'll leave that to the woman who knows Joe best. Boca Raton, it's my great honor to introduce the only woman in our nation history who teaches classes while serving as Second Lady, a woman who made our military and veteran families a priority in the White House, and a tireless fighter for all America, our next First Lady, Jill Biden.
Support. And especially those of you back there. And you have both been important voices in our time, and we are grateful for your leadership in this big time. And Chairwoman Rizzo and Congressman Freed, Commissioner Freed, thank you for joining us today. You know, you both fought for a better and more just Florida, and we're honored to have you on our team. So, hello, Boca Raton! kids. But over these last few years, so many parents have told me that more questions than answers. For example, how do I keep my family safe from this pandemic? When will I be able to see my grandkids again? What if a shooting happens at their school? What if I lose my job? How do I tell my kids to be kind when our leaders don't live up to the same standard? And it's not just parents who feel it, it's all of us. You know, the chaos of this moment, the magnitude of the loss that surrounds us. Still, we keep going, don't we? We keep helping our neighbors and showing up for each other. We keep hoping for the better. Because what else can we do? Joe and I know that feeling so well. You know, 4 days after our son Bo's funeral, I watched Joe shave and put on his suit. I saw him steel himself in the mirror, take a breath, put his shoulders back, and walk out into a world empty of our son. He went back to work. That's just who he is. And there were times when I couldn't even imagine how he did it. How he kept putting one foot in front of the other and kept going. But I've always understood why he did it. He did it for the daughter who pays for her mother's breast cancer treatment screening and misses work to drive her to the clinic. He did it for the community college student who faced homelessness and survived abuse, but finds the grit to finish her degree. He did it for the little boy whose mom is serving as a Marine in Iraq, who puts on that brave face in his video call to her and doesn't complain when the only thing he wants for his birthday is to be with her. He does it for you. He does it for us. Joe has spent his entire career listening and bringing people together. He will be a president for all Americans. Americans, to end this pandemic, to rebuild, to reimagine a future that's better than ever. Joe is going to protect Medicare and reduce the cost of prescription drugs. And he will make sure that our seniors have the choice to receive care at home or in a supportive community setting. Joe understands how critical Social Security is. He'll never gamble with it. In fact, he will strengthen and expand it, providing a higher benefit for the oldest Americans. And he's going to beat COVID while also supporting small businesses. Providing parents with the help that they need to get back to work. And ensuring that our seniors, just like the ones here in this community, can safely participate in their communities. But he can't do it without you. Over these years, Joe has faced unimaginable tragedies. And through it all, he has learned how to heal a broken family.
It's the same way that you heal a nation. With love and understanding, and with small acts of kindness, with bravery, and with unwavering faith. Right now, there are so many who want to tell us that we are hopelessly divided, that our differences are irreconcilable, that our communities are fractured beyond repair. And beneath that is another message. You can't fix it. Your vote doesn't matter. But that's not who we are, is it?
No!
In this pandemic, we're coming together and we're holding on to each other. We're finding mercy and grace in the moments that we might once have taken for granted. We're seeing that our differences are precious and that our similarities are infinite. Democrat and Republican, rural and urban, north and south, coast to coast, our communities are showing that the heart of this nation still beats with kindness and courage. We can still love and support one another, can't we? We care more about people than politics. And we know that we're not broken. We're just becoming something new. Cynics play to our fears. They tell us that we can't make a difference because they don't want us to try. They know that together, our voices are more powerful than they ever could be. We have to show them our power, especially women. Thank you, women out there. Because women take care of our communities. We know how to organize. And best of all, we know how to win elections. So, this is our moment. We have to show them that we're not going to sit by and watch what happens. We're going to decide what happens. Today is the deadline to register here in Florida. So if you haven't yet, get on your phones right now and register right now. And early vote starts here in Palm Beach County on October 19th. So make the plan to vote. Go to iwillvote.com and help your friends and your families make a plan as well. And then get involved. I know you're tired. I know you're stretched thin. But this is too important. We have to do every single thing we can. So text JOIN to 30330 to find out ways to volunteer. This is in Boca Raton. There are no do-overs. And in this election, we have to believe that our communities are stronger than the challenges we face, because they are. We have to believe that our votes matter, because they do. We have to show up right now, put our shoulders back, and
that's bigger than any one of us, and that is that we will build a better nation because we